Hello again guys, interesting package showed up at my door today. This is the Huawei GX8. Now this is a review unit, so this is not going to be a proper unboxing, but thought we'd just open it up and take a look at what comes in it on camera. Maybe here in a couple of weeks we'll do a full review. So first up, you'll notice this is packaged kind of like the previous Huawei devices we've taken a look at. So you've actually got the phone at a different angle than you normally would. Makes the packaging a little bit slimmer, I guess. You've also got these two extra boxes in here. One, which I would assume is documentation. Yeah, quick start guide, warranty card, and a thank you card / community card. And the other little box would be all the rest of the things. So you have your SIM removal tool, your USB wall wart, which outputs 5 volts at 1 amp, micro USB charging cable, and headphones, which actually kind of look like Apple EarPods. May have to check those out. And moving on to the meat and potatoes, as it were, the phone itself. Here is the Huawei GX8. This is available in 3 colors on their website. They have Mystic Champagne, Space Gray, or Horizon Gold. Had to go look that up. And this one would apparently be the Mystic Champagne because it has the white front with sort of a gold back. But on the front you'll see that 5.5-inch 1080p display. On the bottom's your micro USB port and probably 1 speaker, even though it looks like 2. On the side you have your power button and volume rocker. On the top you have your 3.5mm headphone jack and ambient mic. And SIM card / micro SD card slot on the side. It actually says here in the back nano SIM, or micro SD. So you have the option for 2 nano SIMs or a nano SIM and 1 micro SD card. On the back you're going to see that rear-facing 13 megapixel camera that has OIS built in, fingerprint sensor, and all of the Huawei branding. I actually really like this. Not sure that it serves any purpose, it doesn't appear to, but I like the way that it looks. And on the front, because I forgot to mention it, 5 megapixel front-facing camera. Let's go ahead and power this on and take a look at the rest of it. Now according to the Huawei site, this is supposed to have 16 gigs of built-in storage and 2 gigs of RAM, and it comes packing the Snapdragon 616 octa-core processor, as well as a non-removable 3000 mAh battery. So let's go ahead and walk through the setup here. Going through the Wi-Fi, you'll see it does not have 5 gigahertz. It just mentions my one wireless network. I do have a separate 5 gig network just for that type of testing. Terms and conditions page. Next. It did say something in there about a phone manager. Not entirely sure about that. We're just gonna skip through all the rest of this. Just want to get to the point where we can check out the phone. I saw a section in there about setting up fingerprints and I completely skimmed over it just by hitting next. But we can always go back and add it later. It's been a little while since I've looked at Huawei's Emotion UI. This is supposed to be EMUI version 3.1, sitting on top of Android 5.1. So we'll go in and just double check all of that. About phone, shows the octa-core 1.5 gigahertz, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage, 1080p display, Android 5.1, kernel version 3.10.49, Emotion UI version 3.1, all appears to be in order. And there's your model number in case you care. That's a little bit closer and easier to read, but it also has some flickering to it. Here in the settings menu, you can see you have dual SIM management. So if you have 2 SIM cards, you can do stuff to each of them. Home screen style, you can change out for a standard to a simple one if you want that easier interface. Under fingerprint ID, you can manage all of your fingerprint related things. There's motion control. You can do a flip to mute, shake to rearrange, double touch to turn off the screen, yes please. And I don't see anything about double tap to wake the screen. There's a one-handed UI, so you can turn that on or off. It says just slide your finger across the virtual navigation bar left or right to increase accessibility. So if you do this, in theory, yeah, it makes it smaller. There you go, smaller, larger. Pretty easy to do. Shifting keyboard. So you do have the option to shift the keyboard to one side or the other, again for one-handed use. You can rearrange the order of your navigation bar, add additional buttons if you don't like this 3-button layout. It mentions a suspend button, which interestingly enough has a little pop-out menu. We've seen this sort of pie control style on a lot of ROMs. Very interesting. Smart cover support, smart headset control, and I would assume that has to do with the headset that's actually included. Touch disable mode, so apparently when it's not in your hand, it can determine that and not be touchable, and gloves mode. The touch disable mode I've seen on other devices and notoriously is not great. I'll leave it on though. And as far as checking for updates, there are no current updates available. Now coming back out to the main screen here, you're gonna notice there's not an app drawer. Again, it's been a little while since I've touched Emotion UI, so that's probably something I've just forgotten or maybe pushed out of my mind. But if you prefer to have an app drawer, you can always install a different launcher on top of this. You have the Play Store, so you have access to all of the things that come with that. In terms of pre-installed apps, there's a top apps section of things that are pre-installed. So a bunch of Amazon things, Facebook and Twitter, a bunch of pre-installed tools, but they don't appear to be third-party applications. So actually this looks really minimal in terms of the stuff that comes pre-installed. Not bad at all. So I'm going to attempt to use this as my daily driver device for the next few weeks, stick a SIM in it and try to use it on AT&T's network. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see about it, camera samples or anything, let me know and I'll try to put all that into the full review. But I think that's going to be about all for me for today. So far, initial impressions, I'm liking the way that it feels in the hand. Cannot wait to try out this fingerprint sensor. Actually, when I touched it, it popped up and said something. Fingerprint sensor gestures. Oh, so this is kind of like the way that the Honor devices do it. So in addition to doing fingerprint management, you can also do certain things with it. You can answer your calls, have a notification panel slide down, stop an alarm, take a photo or a video. Very nice. But like I was saying, I will be using this device as my primary device for the next few weeks, so let me know what you'd like to see about it in the comment section below. Remember to leave a thumbs up below this video if you liked it, subscribe to receive more of my videos when they become available. Thanks to Huawei for sending this out for me to take a look at for a few weeks. Thanks to you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Echo Dot. It's available for pre-order and will be delivered by March 31st. It's $95.30.